example, in case of change management, how the change request will be raised. Okay, who will approve the same, what are the details which will be included into the change management. So you will do the thorough checking of the policy, and then what you will do, you will take out one samples, okay, and you will check whether that process has been followed or not. So here what you are doing, you are checking the design. What you are doing, you are checking the design of a control,
Design.
whether the control has been appropriately defined, documented in the policy, and the same has been implemented or not. So this is an example of test of design. Okay, where
Okay.
as a part of test of design, you check the policies and procedure document. You verify whether all the controls which we are following, whether that is being documented, and one of the sample you will see whether the same has been implemented or not. Now as a part of effectiveness, you will check whether those controls are being effectively implemented throughout the year or not. Okay, for that what you will do, you will take your populations in the from the population, you will select the sample cases, and then accordingly you check the effectiveness, that to what level it is effective. Okay, so it is a
Okay.
test of effectiveness. Clear?
Okay. Yeah, clear. Thanks.
Perfect, guys. Now let's start our webinar, guys. So we are here for IT report preparation. Okay. So before we start this webinar, just wanted to discuss how many of you have not seen the IT audit report in a real life. Just tell me in a chat. How many of you have not seen the IT audit report in a real life? Like there are many people who are working in this, but is there anyone who is very much fresher for this? Okay, perfect. So what I will do, guys, I will show you my report. Okay, first we will discuss that what is the content of the report, and then we will be discussing in a length against each and every topic. Okay, so first let me just show you how the IT audit report look likes in a real life. Okay, first I will show you that, and then we will be discussing about the content of the report. Okay, so for that what I will do, I will open one of the report. Okay, so guys, this is, for example, my report. This is the ITGC audit report for SHN company. Now, any report you will see, guys, it will start with the cover letter. Okay. What is the first thing you will see in the report? First is a cover letter. So we are preparing a cover letter so that we can address to the management. Okay. For example, here I have done this particular audit for SHN company. So I will prepare one cover letter. This cover letter will be addressed to the person, like someone from the higher management only. We are addressing this report to him, and we are stating them that we have completed this review. This was our audit period. During this review, we have noted this much of a finding. This finding has been discussed with the process owner, has been discussed with the auditee. We have also captured their replies. So this is a cover letter. So all the reports will start with the cover letter only. After the cover letter, guys, you will see the table of content, like which will include what are the details that is included in your audit report. Okay, what are the details that is being included in your audit report? So that is be given here in a table of content. Then you will see the detailed audit scope which you have covered during the audit period. Okay, the audit approach. Now this is a high level audit approach. This is a very generic audit approach which we are following in all the audit, whether it is IT audit, non-IT audit, irrespective of the fact. How we are doing an audit, like we are starting with the walkthrough, then we are reviewing a sample cases, identifying a risk, checking the design, checking the effectiveness, and accordingly discussing the findings and the recommendations with the auditee. Correct? This is the audit approach you have followed. What was the audit period? Who was the audit team member? Like you can write those names, and then executive summary. Okay. Now, guys, what is an executive summary? What is an executive summary? Executive summary is prepared for the consumption of consumption of higher management. Okay, because higher management like a board of director or maybe the member of an audit committee, those people does not have a too much of time to go through your report. Okay, so what we do as an auditor, we prepare an executive summary where we are writing the crux of the finding, like try to write the finding in a summarized manner so that higher management can read the same and they can understand the finding. What was that finding? So this is what the executive summary is. Okay. And then your detailed observation will come into the picture. Now, this is very important thing. Okay. This is very important thing. We will be going to discuss about this, that how to write a detailed observation. Now, detailed observation will include what, guys? It will include the observation. Okay. It will include the risk. Okay. It will include the recommendation. It will include the management response. It will include the owner who would be taking action against those findings. And it will also include the target date. It will also include the root cause. Okay, what was the root cause? And each the detailed observation will be having some heading, like observation heading. And then there would be some risk, or observation severity, or we may say observation severity. Okay, we have to rate each and every observation. So that all those things will be included into the detailed observation para. You can see here, this is your observation heading, this is your observation rating, this is a root cause, this is the detailed observations, this is a risk or implication, this is a recommendations, and then you will take the management actions and comments from the auditee. And then this is the owner and target date. Okay, so this is what, this is the high level, content of an audit report. After detailed observation, in some cases you will see that there is a slide of a recommendations, like only recommendations, or you may call it as a point of improvement. We will say that this is not an observation, but this is like a recommendations from the auditors side, that please implement these things as well. So we call those as a recommendations. What about other guys? Is my voice is breaking for everyone, or only few are facing this issue?
It's clear, Sachin.
It's clear. Maybe
Sachin,
there is, yeah.
no, Sachin, for me also same thing, Sachin. As I previously I told that there's a voice break.
Okay, okay. So I believe there might be some network related issue, guys. Otherwise, good for me, because few of you are saying good, few of you are saying it is breaking. So what you can do, guys, just check your internet connectivity. Okay, and let me know, like,
Now it's
if you are
now it's
facing,
okay.
it's
Now
okay.
it's okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Maybe going forward, we don't know that it's been
Now it's
lacking.
Okay, so guys, basically this is the outline of any audit report. Okay, cover letter, executive summary, a detailed observation para, recommendations, then point of improvement. Okay, and then at the end of the report you will see disclaimers. Now disclaimers are also very important thing in your audit report. I will tell you what is the use of disclaimer. And then as an auditor we will also give our risk rating metrics. Risk rating metrics. So I have just told you the high level content of audit report. Now we will be going to discuss each and every point very much in a detail, like what is a importance of each and every point and how to draft those points. Okay, guys. So this is about the IT audit report format. This is how it look likes in a real life. As you can see here, these are some of the observations. Then this is what, this is my risk rating metrics, and this is my disclaimers. Okay, guys. Now I just wanted to clear couple of doubts which I have seen in the FAQ. Also, a lot of people have asked me, Sachin, is the audit report only prepared in a Word? Is it only prepared in a PPT, or we can use any other thing as well? So guys, let me tell you, see, audit report is your choice. Like as an auditor, suppose if you want to prepare and present that report in a PPT, you can do the same. If you want to present that report in a Word format, you can do the same. Or if you want to present that report in the Excel format, then you can do the same. I have shown you one example for PPT. Let me just show you a couple of example for the Excel and Word as well. See, everyone have their own choice because in a PPT, the report is well presentable. Like suppose if you want to give certain graphs, you wanted to give a reference to some other thing, that in PPT it looks good when it is in a presenter mode. Okay. Excel is good if you want to add that observations. With the help of Excel formula, you can track that observations easily. In couple of cases, you will see that the report is being presented into the Word as well. So I will show you all the three format so that this is clear to everyone. Okay. So here again, you can see the findings like context, finding, cause. This is a root cause. The business impact is like a risk. What is a management? Actions. They have divided it in a two part. Management actions, they have divided it in a two part. Management actions, corrective actions, preventive actions, then the timeline. So this is also one of the audit report format only. And now let me show you the same audit report format in the Excel format as well. Okay. So for example, this is an Excel format. Like whatever format you will see, guys, more or less audit report will include the same thing. So here what your audit period is given, text of a clause as per circular or as per standard. Suppose if you are doing an audit as per RBI circular, as per SEBI circular, as per some other regulatory requirements, be it an SEC, Security Exchange Commissions, correct, which is a regulatory body for the US listed company. So what is their circular stating that text is given? What process document you have verified as an auditor? What was your description of finding or assertions, whether it is complied, not complied? Okay, what is your recommendations? Then management's corrective action plan, so their responses. What is a deadline for the corrective action? It is like a target date. Okay, and whether this is a repeated issue or this is a new issue. So this is what, this is also one of the report format. Okay. So as you can see here, guys, we have discussed all kind of format in a PPT as well, in a Word as well, in a Excel as well. But in all the format, you might have noted that this points are being similar. Each audit report will contain this detail only, like a heading, the severity of observation, the risk recommendation, management response, closure date, a root cause recommendation kind of thing. Correct, guys? So audit report format is clear to everyone, like how audit report will look like, what is the high level content which is included into the audit report. Is this clear to everyone? And this myth is also clear, guys. PPT, Word, Excel, it can be prepared in any format. Is this clear? Now we're going to discuss each and every topic in a detail, but till now everything is clear, guys. Any query, any doubt you can ask. Any query, any doubt you can ask. This is clear. This is clear, guys. Okay. Now,
Yes.
yeah. Now what we will do, guys, now we will discuss how to draft the detailed observation, because this is very important. Okay. How to draft a detailed observation. Suppose if you are auditing some company, okay, being an auditor, once your field work has been completed, you need to draft the detailed observation. So let me tell you how you will be drafting a detailed observations. Okay, guys. So for this, writing a detailed observation, we will take one scenario. Are you aware about user access management, guys? User access management. In user access management testing, we verify one controls whether the ID has been revoked on a timely basis or not. Correct, guys? We verify this control whether ID has been revoked on a timely basis or not. Right? This is one of the control which we will verify. Now, suppose if you are verifying this particular control, okay, while verification of this control, you have noted that there was some delay in the deactivation of ID. Okay. Now you have to write an observation for this scenario. So how you will write a detailed observation on this scenario? So let me open one of the audit report template itself and we'll write that observation. Okay, guys. So while writing this observation, we'll discuss that how as an auditor we are writing the observations. So for example, this is the slide where I would be preparing the observation. So let me delete all these things. Okay. Now guys, so first what we need to do, first we need to write the observation heading. Now observation heading can be written in a various manner. Okay. Observation heading, whenever you are writing, so there are two ways of writing it. One, you can write observation heading in a positive manner. Second, you can write observation heading in a negative manner. For example, in this case, what would be the, if I say in a positive manner, so for example, you can write this particular observation heading, which is a generic: strengthen control over user ID deactivation. Okay, this is one observation heading where what you are saying, that strengthen the control over the user ID deactivation. I can write this observation heading in the another manner as well. Okay. For example, we can write this observation heading like this also: delay in deactivation of user ID. This is also another way, correct, where we are saying that there was a delay in the deactivation of ID. Just allow me a minute. Some participant is facing issue. Is messaging me. Just let me revert. Uh, 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 uh. Please join from mobile. Okay, perfect. So guys, you can see here, this is like, two ways of writing an observation heading. In a one scenario, we have written strengthen the control over user ID deactivation. In a second scenario, I have written delay in deactivation of user ID. Can you suggest me any other observation heading for this observation? Can you suggest me any other observation heading for this observation? Any other observation heading which is coming in your mind? User lever process was not followed. Perfect. Okay, Krunal. This is also fine. User deactivation ID was not deactivated on a timely basis. Correct. So see, every auditor will be having their own way of writing the observation heading. The main objective of this is what? So that it gives the idea about the detailed observation. Whosoever is a reader of a report, observation heading will give them the idea about the observation which we are writing. Okay. Now let's write the detailed observation. Okay. Perfect, guys. Everyone, like whosoever have written in a chat. Perfect. Okay. Now let's discuss that how to write the detailed observation in our audit report. So first, what you need to do, guys, whatever observation you are writing, first give some background about the observation. What you need to do, first you need to write a background about the observation. Now, what is included into the background of the observation? What is included into the background of the observation? So generally, guys, in a background, we write the references of policy and procedures. What we do, we write a references to policies, procedure. We write references of regulatory requirement, if any, if any. And suppose if both things are not there, then we write a generic background about that particular thing. For example, if I am writing an observation related to SIM, so I will give in a background that currently we are using a Splunk SIM tool. The current version of Splunk is this company is using this tool for the purpose of managing their incident and reviewing the logs. So you will write that background, that this observations pertain to this area and this is a background. Now in this case, for example, I will write my background like this, that as per user access management policy version 1.0, whatever policy version, dated, okay, dated 31st March 2024. All user IDs will be deleted in within 24 hours from from last working day. Now, guys, suppose in the report, if you will write like this is not a good practice. Okay, this is not a good practice. In a detailed report, you cannot write an abbreviation. You have to write a full form only. Last working day. After that, maybe suppose if you have written full form here, in a later part of an observation, if you want to refer this as an LWD, that is fine. But at the first place, you have to write a complete, word only, user access management policy. Is it clear? So what we have written, first we have given a references to the policy itself, where we are saying that our policy is saying that all the user ID will be deleted within a 24 hours from the last working day. Now, suppose if there is any regulatory requirement, then you can refer that regulatory requirement as well. Suppose as per SEBI circular, as per RBI circular, okay, circular. You can write the circular number as well. Here in a bracket, write the circular number, okay. User IDs, IDs needs to be deactivated on a timely basis. Like generally what happen in the regulatory requirement, you will see that they write very generic statement. So whatever is written in the regulatory requirement, you have to refer that as well. So you have given a quick background about the application. Sorry, about the observation, that this is what the background of the observation. So when reader, whosoever is reading this particular observation, they will understand the context that okay, it is written in the regulatory requirement, it is written in my policy. That is the reason company have to follow this. Now you will write your observation. Now how you will write the observation, guys? Now in the observation you will write like this. On let me just on review of the sample. First you will write about the population. So you will write during the audit period, total, for example, 100 users has left the company. So now guys, in the detailed observation, what things needs to be included? First, what was the population? What was the population? Now, during the audit period, total 100 users have left the company. Okay. On sample review of 15 out of 100 cases. Now what you have written, guys, first you have written the population, then you have written the sample size, then you have written the sample size. So what is the sample size? On sample review of 15 out of 100 cases, we noted that in 5 out of 15 cases. Now what you have written? You have written the exception count. How much was the exception count? Okay. We noted that in 5 out of 15 cases, there was delay in deactivation of user ID. Now, can you please tell me whether this observation is complete or not? Whether this observation is complete or not? Tell me. Yes or no? Do you want to write anything else? This is not complete observation. Perfect. Can you tell me what else we can add here? What else we can add here? What else we can add here? Tell me. Any one of you? Okay, no recommendation risk that we will write definitely. But what about the observations para only? Now, guys, suppose if you are a management, okay, see, guys, whenever you are writing the observations, try to think from the management perspective, because at the end we will be going to present this particular thing to the management. So suppose if you are a management, obviously what question you will ask. So someone from you have mentioned about the delay period, correct? Delay period. So you need to write that as well. Okay. Delay was ranging from whatever X days to X days. So what you will do, guys, let me just give you the example. For example, here this was the 5 cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, the last working day of the employee was what? For example, 1st July 2024. And suppose the ID was deactivated on 20th July 2024. So how much delay is there? Approximately 19 days or 20 days, correct, guys? So this delay period also you need to mention in your audit report. So you will write the delay range. Delay was ranging here the minimum days. For example, in the first case 19 days, in the second case 10 days, in the third case the delay was 123 days, and in the fourth case 3 days, and in the fifth case 6 days. So you will write a range. Delay was ranging from 6 days to how much? 123 days. And then you will say here, refer annexure 1 for details. Refer annexure 1 for details. So now you will give the reference to the annexure. Okay, that refer this annexure 1, and in the annexure 1 you will include all these 5 cases. Okay, in the annexure 1, how the annexure would be prepared, let me just show you that also. So how you will prepare the annexure? So for example, you will prepare this in the Excel sheet. So here you will write employee ID. Now guys, it is not a good practice to write the employee name. Okay, for example, here this 5 employees. So obviously with the help of HR data, you would be knowing the name as well. For example, this is a Shubham, this is a Sachin, okay, this is a Roshan, okay, this is Naveen. But in your audit report, like as a part of good practice, we never disclose the name of employee. We just write the employee ID. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Till now? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Now here what we will write, I will write the last working day. I will write the date of deactivation of the ID, and then I will calculate the delay. So this is what, this is my annexure, and this annexure I will put in my report as well. So maybe you can put that annexure here in a separate slide. Okay, so this is like another slide. Here you will just put this annexure like this. Okay, all the details would be there. You have to do a proper formatting, and then you will say that this is what, this is the annexure 1 heading. You will write here that this is the annexure 1. So this makes your report very proper, guys. Now you are including all the details in your audit report, so that it gives the complete detail about your observation. But still this observation is not complete. What else you will require? Tell me. What else you will require? Any one of you? Is this observation is complete? Now guys, think from the management perspective again. When it was deactivated, okay, Krunal. So that is there now. Date of deactivation is there in your annexure. In your annexure, date of deactivation you are capturing. Date of deactivation you are capturing. Okay, this is there. See in the annexure it is there. Now guys, management will ask you one question here. What they will say? Have you checked whether there was a login after the last working day or not. I agree that there was a delay. I agree there was a delay. But have you checked whether any employee have logged in after the last working day or not? Like for example, in case number 1, the last working day was 1st July. The ID was deactivated on a 28th July. This is also one of a control gap, but management is more concern towards the login. Like management will say, Sachin, have you checked whether this person have logged? Arey. Yeah. So yeah, management is more interested to knowing whether that person has logged in after 1st July or not. So you have to check, was there any login after the last working day or not, because it creates more risk. Can you tell me what is the risk here? What is the risk here if there is a login after last working day?
Unauthorized access or data leakage.
Perfect unauthorized access, or there would not be any accountability. Correct,
Yes.
guys? Unauthorized access and accountability issue would be there. So now you have to write here that on a further verification, now you will write on further verification, we noted that in, for example, 2 out of 5 cases, there was login after last working day. Now, this makes your observation more severe. Okay, what happened? This makes your observation more severe that there was a login after the last working day. Are you getting my point? Is it clear, guys? This is clear, whatever we have discussed till now, how we are writing the observations. Okay. So in our observations, what if I summarize my points, guys? What you need to what you need to consider while writing an observation. Try to bring out all the facts which are necessary for the purpose of understanding your observation. Try to collect all the relevant informations. For example, in this case, there was a delay in the user ID deactivation. So we have collected all the information around it. If there was a delay, how much delay was there? First, we have identified that. We have also identified whether there was any cases where employee have done after login after the last working day. Now you need to identify the appropriate root cause as well. See, generally what happened, root cause we are able to identify with the help of auditing, because auditing will help us in identifying a root cause. Now in every company, how the user ID deactivation process works, guys, in general, can you tell me how this process works in the company? Any one of you?
With
First
the help of
HR
HR
will,
team. Yeah.
yes, first HR team will intimate to IT team, correct? Intimate to IT team that this person is going to, this is the last working day of the employee, and please make sure that all the accesses assigned to this person has been revoked, correct? HR team will do the intimation, then IT team will execute the same. Job of IT team is to execute the same. Now, in this case, suppose if you have to identify whether this was a delay from HR side or whether this was a delay from IT team. So you will add two more column here. Date when HR has intimated to IT, correct? When HR has intimated to IT and when IT has deactivated the ID. Now, suppose in this case, last working day was of 1st July 2024. ID was deactivated on 20th July 2024. And suppose HR has intimated, HR has intimated to IT on 19th July 2024. Now, in this case, you tell me who is accountable for this case, HR or IT?
HR. HR.
HR, because this is a delay from the HR side. This is a clear cut delay from the HR side, correct? So we have to collect that information as well, because see, who will provide you the management comment? the person who is responsible against this observation, suppose if this is a delay from HR side, then HR will provide you the management comment. If it is a delay from an IT side, then IT team will provide you the management response. So we have to take their management response as well. Now, what about risk and implication, guys? Detailed observation part is clear, guys. What are the points which needs to be included into the detailed observation? Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Okay.
Yes.
So, guys, my suggestion would be this only: in whenever you're writing a detailed observation, try to collect all the information which are absolutely necessary for the stakeholder understanding. Okay, in your detailed observation, include all those things. What was the total populations? Okay, what was the sample size? In how many cases you have noted the exception? Okay, what was the impact of that exception? And if you can present that information in a better way, try to do the same. Let me give you one more example. Let me give you one more example that will also definitely help you in terms of writing the observations. Okay, so this also I'm giving you from the practical perspective. Like, we were doing an audit for one of the client, and during that we have noted one finding. So I will just show you that finding. It will definitely help you in terms of where is that PPT. Just give me a minute. Mm, yeah. This is the another observation, guys. For example, let me ask you one thing, guys. Are you aware that sharing of password is not allowed generally in the company? Correct. Generally, you will see in the company there is a password policy which states that user cannot share the password. So we were doing audit of one of a company where we have found out some cases related to password sharing, where we have found out few cases related to password sharing. Now, how I have presented that observation, guys, as you can see here. So first, this is my observation heading: strengthen the control over password sharing. Then this is the background of the app observation. In a background, what I have written: sharing of password is a non-compliance to system security password policy, because this is mentioned in the policy itself. Okay, that you cannot share the password. However, there were certain exception cases where access to user account may be granted only after following an emergency account procedure. Like, for example, if you want to share the password, then you have to follow the exception management policy. As per exception management policy, you can share the password. Now, what we have done, guys, this is the background of the observation. So first we have given the background. Now this is my detailed observation. In a detailed observation, what I have written: 380 users ID were found to be have logged in into the system on their date of leave as per the login logout report. So what we have done, guys, first we have asked them the login logout details. What we have done, we have asked them the login logout report. Login logout report. So in the login logout report, we can see like when employee have logged in into the application and when they have logged out from the application. So this is the application report. And second, we have asked the HR data. In the HR data, we have specifically asked the attendance record. Attendance record, whether that employee was present or whether that employee was absent. Like, whatever application which was there in our scope, that application was accessible only from the office. Only from the office. So when you will go to the office, from the office network only you can access that application. Okay. So it was a very critical application where, like, no VPN access was given. You have to go to the office only, and from the office network you can access the application. Now what we have done, guys, we have compared these two data. Now for example, if any employee who was absent on a particular date, and suppose on the same date, if there is a login from that user ID, what does it mean? That means that person has shared their credential with other person. Correct, guys? That is the reason the login is showing on the same date. For example, today is 18th July, and I was absent today. But suppose in the application login history, if there is a login from my user ID, what does it mean? That I have shared my password with someone else. Is it clear, guys? How we have identified this particular scenarios? Is this clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me just take revoking the access on a last working day will come under the exception handling. No, Shubham, if you have revoked the access on a last working day, this is not an exception handling. This is a normal process only. Okay. So see, guys, what we have written, 380 users ID were found to be have logged in into the system on the day of their leaves as per the login logout trail for the audit period. So what we have told to them, that we have noted 380 scenario where employee have logged in on their absent date. And for this instances, there was there was no exception approval provided. And then we have referred to this annexure. Now, guys, how to make your observation more severe? Like, suppose if you are a management, obviously you may ask, Sachin, out of these 380 employees, how many employee are M1 and above? Like whether like management is curious to know whether this practice is being followed by the smaller designation employee, or this is being followed by the higher management as well. So we have given the bifurcation of those user function wise. Okay, like suppose this practice is more followed in HR department, or whether this practice is more followed in the marketing department. We have also presented the same data grade wise, whether the M1 and above. Suppose if out of 380, in 280 cases we have noted that M1 and above people. So even if even the people at a senior management, they are doing the same kind of password sharing kind of thing. So this is more severe observation. It will increase the severity of my observation. So along with that observation, I have presented these facts to the management. Correct, guys? Like in a previous case, we have presented some additional fact about our observation, like was there any login after the last working day, whether this was a delay from the HR side or delay from an IT side. So likewise, whatever observation you are writing, what is my suggestion? Try to collect all the relevant informations related to that observation. Then we have also written that these 380 employees, like 80 out of 380 employees have a checker role. Now this make this observation more severe, because suppose someone having a checker right, someone having a privilege right, if that person is sharing their password, so there are high chances that unauthorized transactions may get approved. Correct, guys? Unauthorized transactions may get approved. So this is how we have presented our observation. So I hope this part is clear to everyone, that how to write a detailed observation. This is clear. How to write a detailed observations and observation heading. These 2 points are clear, everyone. These 2 points are clear. Perfect. Now next is what, guys? We need to write the implication. Now in this case, what is an implication? Can you please help me, guys? In this case, what would be the implication? Unauthorized access. Correct. This is one risk. Correct. In second case, there will no accountability for, yes, transactions passed from the user ID. Then what is the risk? Data leakage is also one of the risks. Correct, guys? if you are giving the access to the employees after their last working day, there might be a chances that any data leakage can happen. Correct, guys? So likewise, what we have written the possible risk. What we have written? We have written the possible, that what can go wrong in an implication. We will write against this observation, what can go wrong. This we have to write into the implication section. And then we will write an recommendation. As a recommendation, first you will write that user IDs needs to be deactivated on or before last working day. I can also write a recommendation here. User access review needs to be conducted on a periodical basis, needs to be conducted on a periodical basis to identify those kind of scenario on a proactive basis. Why are you waiting for an auditor to identify those cases? As an organization, you can also do the user access review to identify those kind of scenarios. Correct, guys? And suppose you have noted that this was a delay from an HR side, so you can also write a timely communication needs to be done by the HR team. Correct? Likewise, we can write a recommendation. Timely communication should be done by HR team in case of employee left the company. I'm just saying that to the HR department, whenever a employee is leaving the company, you please inform it on a timely basis to the IT, so that the IT team can take the appropriate action. Correct? We can also include the reason of exit. Like Manjunath, reason of exit means what? Why that employee have left the company? Is it what the reason for exit? Then HR and IT will provide their responses. We will assign this observation to particular person or department, and they will provide a target date. Is this clear, guys? All this is clear. Like we have discussed each and every part, like absconding, management, exit, etc. Yeah, Manjunath, we can write that. We can write like, was this case of absconding, or like, whatever you have mentioned. We can write that. In annexure, you can write that. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Detailed observation is part is clear to everyone. This is
Yes.
clear. Yeah. Perfect. Now, guys, see, now we will be going to discuss very important thing. Okay. This is an observation rating. Like, for example, as I told you, each and every observation you have to assign some rating. Correct, guys? Whether this is high, whether this is medium, or whether this is low. Correct? Now, this is a very debatable point, like whether you are doing IT audit, non-IT audit. Suppose if you will write that observation high, management will say why this is high. Tell me the reason. If you will write medium, they will say why this is medium. Please rate this observation as low. And if you rate the observation as low, they will say this is not an observation. Please give this as a recommendation. So management will always try to degrade the audit risk rating. Correct, guys? You might have faced this particular problem, any one of you. Whenever we are rating the observation, management always come with the argument why this is high, why this is medium, or why this is low. Can you confirm? Correct? Every time. Correct? So guys, just to counter this thing, okay, as an auditor, you have to ready with the explanation, because you know that whatever observation rating you will put, management will come and they will ask you the reason against why it is medium, why it is high, or why it is low. So as a part of best practice, as an auditor, we will document our risk rating metrics. What we do, we document our risk rating metrics. How risk rating metrics will look like, I will again show you couple of example for this. This is one example. Okay. As you can see here on the screen, guys, what we have done, we have defined observation high, medium, low. So I will rate my observation based on the financial exposure, based on the operational, based on the IT control, based on the legal and regulatory requirement. Suppose if that observation involves the financial exposure more than 20 lakh, it is high. If that observation includes the test of effectiveness failure more than 20% of sample cases, this is high. If it is design gap in a core process, this is high. So guys, whatever your observation is, now for example, let's rate our observations, whatever we have written here. So in this case, for example, in 5 out of 15 cases, so this is like a 1/3 of the population operating ineffectiveness failure, you have found more than 20% cases, correct? And also this was a non-compliance to statutory requirement because RBI also mentions the same. Okay. And further, there was a login after the last working day. So if I consider all the three facts, then I will rate this observation as a high. I will say, boss, this is a high observation. Now, suppose if management will ask me why it is high, so I will explain my reasoning for the same that, boss, as you can see here, this is first what? This is a non-compliance to the regulatory requirement. Then I will also say that the operating ineffectiveness in our sample was more than 20%. This is also the non-compliance to the legal regulatory requirement. And this is the reason I have rated this observation as a high. So what I am trying to tell you here is, guys, each and every observation which you are rating, support that with the appropriate risk rating metrics. Okay, if somebody asks you why it is high, why it is medium, why it is low, so you should be having a ready answer for the same, that this is my definition matrix, this is my risk rating matrix. I have graded all the observation based on this risk rating matrix. Now what happened, every auditor have their own risk rating matrix. I am not saying that this is a universal risk rating matrix, this is just one example. I can show you couple of more examples as well. For example, let me show you another risk rating matrix, which is very, I would say, auditor friendly risk rating matrix. Okay, let me just show you that as well. Uh, Sorry. Yeah, this is the risk rating matrix, which is very much auditor friendly because too much subjectivity involved here, guys. See how I will be rating. I will check the design. I will check the effectiveness. If control is designed adequately, effectively implemented, this is not an observation. If control is not designed adequately, not implemented effectively, this is a high observation. If control is designed not designed adequately, but effectively implemented, then I may rate this observation high or medium. This is what? This is a subjective call of an auditor. If designed adequately, not effectively implemented, I may rate is a low or medium. Again, a subjective call. So this is also an example of audit risk matrix, correct? This is also an example of audit risk matrix. Will you please include this share? Yeah, Krunal, what, see, whatever I am showing you guys, okay, whatever I am showing you, I will be sharing you all the material along with the recording. Don't worry about it. Okay, everything will be shared with you, whatever I am showing you. Now, guys, another example. See, this is also another example where I would be rating the observations based on the compliance, finance, reputation, operational impact. Correct? There are pointers like why, when it will be categorized as a high, when it will be categorized medium, when it will be categorized as a low. So in a short, what we have concluded, guys, as an auditor, first you need to prepare your risk rating matrix. After that, assess your observation based on that risk rating matrix. Is it clear how to rate the audit observation? Because a lot of people have asked me this thing as well. This is clear how to rate the risk rating. or how to rate the observations based on your audit risk rating metrics. I would be sharing you all the three risk rating metrics. Okay, clear? This is clear, guys. Can you give me a quick confirmation, please? Clear? Perfect. Now, guys, see whatever we have
Sachin,
discussed. Yeah, tell
Sachin,
me.
one doubt here, Sachin.
Please,
On
please,
which
please.
basis you are telling that last login user ID? See, there is application login is there, right?
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
suppose I have disabled the VPN, then user never
yeah,
log into the applications at all.
yeah.
On
So
which
we
basis
have,
you are talking about, like?
yeah. So Naveen, this we are just taking one example. Suppose if there is a login. Suppose if company have not disabled that, an employee have done the login in the application. Just a hypothetical example. Okay. This
But
is
he
I'm
can,
just
but he can disable the VPN, right?
yeah,
In
yeah.
that
See,
case, he not able to log into the application at all.
Naveen, not necessary each application is accessed via VPN. Correct?
Okay,
Not
okay.
necessary that each and every application is accessed by a VPN. Some applications are getting access through Active Directory. Some are having their standalone login ID password. Correct? So it depends on a lot of scenario. What I have done is that you have to check whether there was a login after the last working day or not. Okay. If there is no login, well and good. If there is login, we will identify and we will document and report it. Okay, Naveen, clear?
I got it. Okay.
Perfect. Uh, can we use? Yes, yes, Manjunath, you can use that in the ISMS audit as well. Okay, you can use. See, audit report format. More or less, I have shown you three format, and you might have noted that all the three format are talking about same things only. So, guys, just to summarize what we have discussed, we have a PPT. So these are some of the good practices which we have discussed while preparing the audit report. As I told you, we need to give the references to everything. Okay. Include a reference sections. Try to present your finding into the tables appendix like we have given the annexures. Now, one more good practice I want to tell you guys. What you can do is you can highlight and underline or do the bold this kind of things in your audit report. Suppose if you want to highlight some keywords like 5 out of 15 cases, so you have highlighted that. In some cases you will see that they are also writing a percentage. 5 out of 15 cases is nearby 33%. So they are giving this kind of details as well. So it is always the best practice to highlight the numbers, to put the things in the numbers or percentage, to do the circle highlight or a key point, use of a table or a graph, so that the reader of report can give the quick attention to that particular part only. Suppose if you have highlighted those in a bold, so suppose whosoever is a reader, he will quickly see that okay, there was 33% deviation in the total population. Quickly, correct? His attention is directly going to the highlighted word. So it is always a good practice basically to highlight the keywords into the audit report, to do circle, to do the underline. Okay. Then next point is what? Make a finding sandwich. So as I told you that whenever you are giving any finding, try to collect all the informations which are necessary for those finding, all the relevant informations, so that you can make a proper finding sandwich. Okay. Ensure that the issue is in a detailed observation, include the 5 C's of observation. So every observation should include what, guys? Criteria, condition, what was the cause, what was the consequences, what was the corrective actions, what was the uh, uh, you know uh, recommendation. So you need to include those things in your audit report. Okay. Always perform a quality assurance check. Now guys, this is also one of the good practice. I don't know whether you are following or not. See guys, whenever you will complete a drafting of your report, send that report to someone within your team to do the proofreading, or maybe someone who is not conducting that audit. So basically what happened is, guys, that gives a perspective and it gives a fresh eyes. Sometimes what is happening, sometimes since you have done the audit, you would be able to understand that observation. But we have to also see, suppose if new person is reading that observation, whether he is able to understand that observation or not. Whatever words which we have written, whatever words and sentence we have used in the audit report, from those whether the reader will be able to understand the problem statement or not. Okay, so just to make sure, what you need to do is you need to do the quality assurance check of your audit report. So we call it as a proofreading. Once my report is ready, I always share that report with the another person. I asked them to do the proofreading, that was there any mistake or was there any observations which you are not able to understand, or any observation which is not giving an appropriate views about the problem statement. So do that quality assurance check. Try to avoid the blame or state the facts, like sometime like we try to write the statement in a manner which look like that you are blaming a particular person. So don't do that. As I told you, we don't write the name of employee. We don't write an audit report in a such a way that it seems to be blaming to a person or blaming to a department for the non-compliances. So avoid those things. Be direct as much as possible. Okay, try to give the solid recommendation. Try to give the recommendations which they can implement, which are feasible to implement. Okay, so again, like these are some of the good practices which you have to follow while drafting the audit report. I will be definitely sharing you this PPT as well, which includes all the pointers. Okay, guys. So yeah, this is about the audit report, how to draft the audit report, what are the points which we need to consider while drafting the audit report. So we have discussed this with the help of one example. Okay, and I have also shown you the couple of audit template. Now let me just discuss about certain FAQs which you have shared me in the Google form. Okay. Yes, Manjuna, definitely we have to consider the cost benefit analysis while giving our recommendations. Okay. What will be the major observation if you notice while doing? We have a scenario of UR field. How do you take it forward? So, like Narayan, what we will do, we will ask the auditee to implement a control where on a timely basis they will intimate, like we will first do the RCA. Suppose in a RCA, if you have noted that there was a delay from deactivation from IT side, then you will ask the IT team to take a corrective actions. If it was a delay from the HR side, then HR team has to. So first we'll identify a root cause, and then only we will suggest to the auditor like what best they can do. In some cases, Narayan, we also suggest them to implement the IDEM solution, which is an automated solutions, correct? Once the ID will be deactivated from HRMS application, it will automatically deactivated in all the other applications, correct? So IDEM, but this is again, it's a costly affairs. So not necessary that every company can afford the same. So we'll see like cost benefit analysis or root cause, and accordingly we'll give the appropriate recommendations. Okay. So first FAQ, difference between IT report and normal audit report format. See, format wise, there is no difference. As I told you, whether a normal IT audit report or process audit report or internal audit report or any other report, guys, generally audit report includes these details. Okay. So format wise, there is no different, but yeah, audience will obviously differs. IT audit report might be referred by a CISO CTO. Other audit report will be referred by the departmental head and all. So this is the difference basically. How to show evidence trail for NC in the report. Now guys, this is also I have seen in couple of the cases. For example, what we are doing is against this observation, we are also giving the evidences. Suppose if you want to attach a snippet that in these five cases, this was a delay. So you can do that as well. In the annexure, guys, you can attach the which so we are calling it as a POC, proof of concept, POC. Okay. So suppose whatever evidence which they have provided to you, so you can attach those POC in the term of snippet. For example, this is how you will attach it. Suppose if they have provided you this snippet, let me just, for example, with the help of command prompt also, you can get some details. For example, if I want to see the password detail. So if company's password policy is not configured properly, you want to attach an evidence for the same. So you can attach this evidence. This is the actual configured. Likewise, we will attach the proof. Somebody has asked how to show the evidence trail for NC in the report. This is how we show. So we write that refer annexure 1 for the detail. In annexure 1 you can put those snippet. So this is how you will show your evidences into the audit report. There are risk rating metrics. So we have already discussed this in a very much detail, that how to prepare this risk rating metrics, how to read it, and how to use that risk rating metrics while writing an observation and while deriving the severity of audit observation. So this we have already discussed in a detail.
Sachin, in risk rating metrics, as you said, high, medium, and low. But some of the standard I've seen, like they are using likelihood and impact.
It's like
With
this only during
that,
the audit period. Yeah, tell me.
yeah. So they use 5 by 5 metrics. So how to mark that, rate that in that situation?
5 by 5 metrics, like here also, for example, we have used one of the metrics only, correct? This
Yeah,
was
high,
also
medium,
one
and
of the
low.
metrics.
Some
Yeah.
organization use like unlikely risk, unlikely high, or very low, like that.
Yeah. So what happens? So generally what they do, unlikely or likely, then there would be some parameters like, 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4, 5. Likewise, you are saying correct?
yes, right.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
correct.
then here it would be like, unlikely, then here low, 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 low. Then here it might be high. Correct? Like this you are
Yes,
saying,
right,
correct?
right. Yes.
So here what happens, see, they will say they will write an impact. So you have to see the impact of that observation. Like for 1, 2, 3, 4 also there would be a definition. One impact means what? One means it is a more impact. Two impact means what? The impact may be in terms of monetary terms or whatever. So first you will decide on this part whether what was the chances of materializing that particular risk. Is it unlikely, is it likely, or it is possible, whatever, third or fourth. So suppose if you have decided it is likely, chances of materializing that risk is likely, okay, then you will see what would be the impact of that, whether impact would be high, low, medium, critical. Suppose if you have decided that impact would be 3, so whatever is coming here, suppose if it is coming medium, so you will say this is a medium observation. So first you will see this part, then you will see this part, and whatever is coming, okay, that will be considered as your audit risk. Okay, if your companies are using this kind of metrics, so this is how you need to assess. First assess the likelihood of that observation, then assess the impact in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever is coming, choose that as a audit risk rating. Okay,
Okay,
clear? Yeah, this is like, I would say, a bit lengthy method.
correct.
I
Yeah,
would, yeah, I would suggest you to use this risk rating metrics. And I believe somebody has also asked me one question, like, is it necessary to, approve the risk rating metrics? So guys, yeah, this is, yeah. Do we need to get the risk rating metrics approved by the management? Yes, it is a good practice, basically, Abdul. Okay, like whenever we are starting the audit and all, we some auditee ask us to provide the risk rating metrics, that how you would be rating each and every observations, Abdul. So yeah, it is a good practice. Suppose if audit is asking you, you can share that metrics with them, and then they will also provide their suggestion if there is any. Okay. Documentation of RCM, guys. RCM is a bit different things from the detailed observation. RCM is a risk control matrix in which we include a lot of other details. Okay. I am planning to do a separate webinar on the RCM where we will see how to prepare the RCM, what kind of details needs to be included into the RCM. So we'll discuss it separately, RCM points. Okay. Regular IT audit report and IT audit memo report. Guys, is there anyone who is aware about a difference between IT audit report and memo report? Any one of you? Have you heard this term that uh, we will issue a memo? Like, what is the difference between report and memo? Report and memo.
So I guess
Have you
memo
heard?
is something related to a penalty.
Okay, okay. What about others? What is memo? Okay, other also. What
Maybe
is
it's the
memo?
agenda. Memo is the
Okay.
agenda.
Okay. So guys, basically what is the memo? Memo is like, a kind of executive summary or a kind of cover letter which will just give you the decision, I will tell you where it is used. So in case of big four, what is happening? Like, this is an entity. For example, this is SHN company. Now there is one team who is doing a statutory audit. Correct? Statutory audit. So suppose EY is doing the statutory audit for SHN company. So they have one BRM team who will check their financials and all, and they have another IRM team. Now IRM team will check their IT controls. They will check their IT controls, and then they will issue the audit memo to the BRM team that we have checked the IT controls and we have not noted any discrepancy. No discrepancies was noted, or if they will note any discrepancy, so they will write that discrepancy. So so that particular document is called as an audit memo. Generally BRM team will use this terminology. They will say we are waiting for an audit memo from our IRM team. Okay, once they will provide a audit memo, then only we will issue the final audit report. So this is like a letter or internal a summary report, okay, which we are sharing for the purpose of comfort. Like, BRM team will get a comfort once the audit memo has been issued. So audit memo will generally include the detail of finding if there is any. Otherwise, they will write that during the audit period, we have not noted any gaps. The control was designed effectively and it was implemented throughout the year. So the summary decision, basically, you can say the opinion is being written into the audit memo. Okay, the opinion part, the final opinion which we are making based on our assessment. So that opinion is included into the memo. Okay, an audit report. When you see an audit report, it is like a detailed report which we had discussed today. Okay. Now, guys, in the interview also, sometime you will see a straightforward question on on the audit report. Like, tell me about the audit report. How you will prepare the audit report? What are the points which will be included into the audit report? A straight away question like this. If somebody is asking you what is the structure of audit report, so you have to answer this manner that audit report will include this. Correct? So this is also being covered here. Financial audit report is a bit different, guys, because in a financial audit report, we do prepare a financial statement, okay, like a trial balance. Then we prepare a P&L account and balance sheet. So it is a totally different from your normal IT audit or process audit report. Okay. Then CICRA is like one of a credit, one of a requirement from an RBI. If you are, involving into the lender, if you are doing the lending related business, you have to do the audit as per CICRA rules. There are certain rules, rule 19, 20, 21 or 23. And as per that rules, you have to conduct an audit. See, audit report format will be same only. It is just that you have to check the compliance of CICRA rule 19, 20, 22, 23. This is being conducted mostly by the NBFCs or small startup company who are there into the lending related business. Report format will remain the same. Okay. So yeah, then When I benchmark using ISO 27001 in my report, can I reference using any other standard? Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Because if you are doing an internal audit and if you are benchmarking your controls with ISO, obviously you can refer to the other standard as well. If you have defined those in the scope as so you can refer to those standards as well, and you can suggest company to implement a control based on standards. So there is no restrictions as such. Okay. Because you are doing a benchmark. So since the word is a benchmark, you can use any of the standards. Okay. This, I believe we have already covered how to write an audit report and all issue details in a report we have covered. Looking to change job from to ITGC from KYC risk, but I know this is not impossible. Whosoever has written, this is very much possible, guys. Okay. uh, so nothing is impossible if you will, do the practice. If you will read about the information security standard, ISMS standards, obviously you can do the transition. There are a lot of people in the market, okay, who are doing a transitions, so not impossible. Okay. So I believe, yeah, those are the FAQs which were there in your Google form. So we have pretty much covered the same. And can you please do the session? Uh, we'll do that definitely. Standard way to do internal audit. Yes, Subham, like there is a way, there is a hierarchy. There is a step-by-step process of the audit needs to be conducted. So maybe we'll definitely discuss that in some other webinars. Is there any a book you can recommend to the? See, basically, I haven't come across any such books. Basically, but what I will do is I will try to provide you. Uh, I have one PDF basically, which is related to drafting of audit report only. I will see whether I can extract that PDF for you guys, and if I will found the same, I will definitely provide you as a part of material of this webinar. Okay, any PDF which I will found for writing an audit report, I will definitely provide you. Okay, guys. So that is all from my side now. If you have any query, any doubt, you can ask, guys. And anything that you want to discuss, feel free to ask. You can unmute and speak. And yeah, sorry for the first 10 minute this disturbance. Sorry for that. Any other query, any other doubt, guys, which you want to discuss?
Uh, Hi Sachin. Not a query really, but I was curious if you are planning to do any ITGS session in future.
Definitely, Krunal. I have planned a lot of things. Okay.
And the other thing I want to talk about is, like, as I said, like, in PCI DSS, once we come across any finding and that's like severe to a certain level, like, the
Yeah.
auditee is accountable to pay some sort of penalty. That's what I have
Yeah.
seen in most, like, 2 or 3 PCI DSS environments. So
Yeah.
I was curious to know, on that particular report, is there any
Yeah.
field
Your voice
we
is
can
breaking. Yeah,
yeah
Krunal.
is
What?
there is
Yeah.
there is there any particular field on the report where we can mention those penalties or amount or something like that?
So you can write in the detail observation para itself, Krunal. Because of this, there are chances that company has to pay this much of a penalty. So this is in the detail observation itself. You can write that.
Got it.
In
So there
terms
is
of
there is no
monetary,
separate
yeah.
separate
No, no,
field or
separate.
something like
No,
that.
no, no. You can write in a detailed observation, and that will give a very good, impression in terms of severity of your observation. Because of this observation, there would be a penalty of this much of amount. Correct. So
And there
it
is
will,
no
yeah.
acronym, or there is no specific term for that particular thing what I'm talking about right now on the
No,
report.
no, no. Generally, like, like I'm telling you this from my previous experience when I was doing certain operational audit. We used to find out the gaps related to revenue loss, related to revenue leakage. So we were specifying that amount in our observation itself. So due to this observation, there was a possibility of revenue leakage of this much of amount, correct? And it has to be backed by some supporting evidence. Like you were saying that in case of PCI DSS, it is written into the circular, or it is written into their compliance requirement also.
Right,
So yeah,
probably a regulatory thing.
Yeah, correct. We
Yeah.
can write that in a detailed observation para itself. Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you.
And the
Like to add,
recordings will
like
be
to add
shared with
one word
everyone,
here.
guys. Yeah, sorry. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that the Jagannath recording will be shared with everyone. Okay, those who have not joined or those who have joined late, don't worry, recordings will be shared. Okay. Yeah, now tell me.
Answering to your query, adding on one line, that is your when you say the value is your one keyword is goodwill. So the goodwill of the reputation of the company is
Yeah,
an amount. It is very to be kept in intact. So once you
correct.
mention goodwill amount, so they will very much conscious in the penalty format.
Perfect. Yeah, Jagannath. And in our risk rating metrics also, Jagannath, like we are considering one of this parameter, correct? Where reputation, if let me just reshare my screen. If you remember in my audit, see, this is my risk rating metrics, correct? And we have added one para related objective related to reputations, correct? If this risk materialize, what would be the possible impact in terms of brand, in terms of vendor management, and what would be the impact on organization in terms of losing a customer vendor relationship. So we are writing that. And similarly for the financials also, you can see the impact is there in terms of monetary values, whether the impact would be greater than 1 crore. So we are doing that as a part of risk rating metrics also. Okay. Clear, guys? Okay. Perfect, guys. Any other query and the doubt before we wind up our session?
Such one doubt, one request, Sachin.
Yeah.
Naveen here.
Please tell me. Naveen, yeah, please
If
tell me.
people can conducting any is regarding of SAP audits kind of thing, like sessions, ERP
I have
application
not
for
yet
SAP.
conducted. See, basically, what happened, Naveen, in order to conduct these sessions related to SAP, I would be requiring an access to SAP. We do conduct audit related to SAP, okay, and but just to give you the practical exposure, I feel that SAP would be required, or maybe the certain T codes, which we are using to extract the data, how we are checking the logs, SM19, SM20, the user's activity, so that things would be required. And uh, like in our my personal PC, I don't have an SAP, so that is the reason I have not yet conducted, but I am just thinking the best possible way, getting a lot of queries related to this, Naveen. So I will see how I can, take up a sessions on this SAP related part. We'll just
What about
figure
the
out
cloud
something.
technology? Cloud
Cloud
like
technology also,
AWS.
like I am not an SME in a cloud. I do the audit, but not the SME, I would say, for the cloud, Naveen. Okay.
Okay. Cybersecurity.
Sachin,
Yeah, cybersecurity, definitely, Naveen. I have already planned a session for the cybersecurity controls, where I'm
Okay.
planning to discuss the cybersecurity controls in the future.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. How I can
If you
contact you
could
for?
find,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
connect me on a LinkedIn, Naveen. We can discuss.
Um,
Okay.
If you could
Sachin,
find any observation in audit, how to draft audit. We have discussed this 1.5 hour related to that only, Abdul. Okay, we have discussed that only. Maybe you can check the recording. Yeah, tell me, Shubham, you were saying that.
yeah, so how about ASA session that I have checked on the GSA council? It will be on a
Yeah,
weekend,
yeah, that is the weekend sessions only. Shubham.
or Saturday or Sunday, or only one day?
Saturday, Sunday, both.
Both. Means
Okay.
at least two means three weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, every week. Perfect. My LinkedIn profile is with the name of Sachin Hissaria only. Okay. You can just check out that. You will find. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And again, sorry for the inconvenience. And see you in some other webinars. Thank you so much for your time. Bye bye. Take care.
Sachin, done.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
thank you,
Thank you.
Sachin. Thank you.
Thank you
Yep.
all.
Yeah, thank you, Sachin. Thank you. Bye.